Wilson Brothers Ranch.
Well, hello YouTube. This is episode 15. So in the last episode, I talked to you about how much Julie and I were talking and that type of stuff. Well, we tried to get her a tourist visa so she'd come to the United States so we could spend some time together, kick the tires, see if we liked one another. And right about December 15th or so, about halfway through December, she was denied that visa. So in order to obtain a visa so she could come over here, the only way that was going to happen is if I went to the Philippines, hung out with her and her family, got to know everybody, took pictures, that type of thing. So I talked to my family and, my business partners, and Troy was like, go for it, man, just go for it. So called the airlines, grabbed a ticket, and took off. So I get in my truck and I drive to Houston to the, IAH, and I jump on a flight and I take off and land in Minneapolis, St. Paul. From there, I jump on another plane and off to Tokyo I go. So I get to Tokyo, I jump on another plane and fly into Manila. I get to Manila, it's been a long flight, I forget how many hours, but quite a few hours. I get there and it is, December 20th, I think I get there, 19th or 20th. And I remember getting my bags and heading out the airport, and it's like a heat wave hit me. I'm like, wow, it's December and it's 9 million degrees here. I mean, the humidity and the heat hits you like a ton of bricks. Heading out of the airport through immigration and all that stuff, I'm headed out and Julie's supposed to meet me there. And there's a wall of glass and people everywhere. And I'm looking for her and I can't find her. And I realize I can't find her because she's shorter than everybody there. So I finally see her, give her a hug. And takes a little while, but we jump in a cab and head for her first hotel. So we got in that taxi, we headed over to Makita, and we ended up staying in the New World Makita Hotel. Very nice place. It was great. It was kind of in the downtown area of Makita, which is still parts of Manila. It was nice. We went to restaurants, we went to casinos, spent a couple of days there. It was nice. So then we ended up going back to the airport to the car rental place. And there at the car rental place, they had all these little white cars. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", I can't fit in one of these little cars. I've rented it online and I get there and the owner looks at me, he's like, yeah, I understand you're not going to fit in these little cars. He said, look, I'm just going to rent you my personal vehicle. It's brand new. I think it had like less than 100 kilometers on it. It was brand new Toyota 4Runner, He said, I'll just rent you mine, take care of it. It's a little bit extra, but so we're now leaving Manila and we're going to head to the town where she lives, is Baguio City. I'm going to play a video that we took with the GoPro, slapped it on the dashboard and just let it play, and I'll let you watch the trip.
I look into your eyes, I see we're out of time. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days I wonder we were always gonna last. Yeah, I do
Baguio City. And one thing I learned right away, that Baguio City has a population at that time of about 1 million people. Well, I found out during the holidays that 1 million people grows to 2 million people. So it is a huge destination, vacation destination for the holidays. This is Christmas coming up in a few days and New Year's, and the majority of these people are Koreans. They like to come to the Philippines and, enjoy the festivities. So the goal here is driving along these roads and into Baguio City. We're going to go kind of northwest of Baguio City, and we're actually headed to the manor at Camp John Hay. So John Hay used to be a military base, and the hotel there is really nice, and so that's where we're headed. You see all these people walking down the side of the street. They're not supposed to walk there. The reason they're walking is because the traffic's so bad. If they were to get in a jeepney, the jeepney would take them up the road and get them to work for about 7 pesos. But they can't afford to wait in all this traffic and be late to work, lose their job. So even though they're not supposed to be walking here, they're all walking to work. So good work ethic. And here I decide to make sure I don't have any boogers. And it looks real good. Looks like both nostrils are clear. So, yeah. Okay, so we make it to the manor at Camp John Hay. Nice place. Great place. Enjoyed it. It was awesome. My mother-in-law, Ludi, and Julie's nephew, Kurt, came to the restaurant. And, we had a good meal. This is a big tourist place. That's why I was only able to stay like 2 days here, I believe. But it was a really nice restaurant. We sat and ate and kind of got to talk and know each other and that type of thing. And we decided later that more of her family would show up because they have this big Christmas display outside. So here we've gone outside and, waited till dark. All the Christmas lights are on. They put on shows here, that type of thing. It's like 1 million Christmas lights. Pretty awesome. And here's a picture of me looking like I'm choking her out, which I'm not. So it's just, we got a little different in height. So we're just kind of enjoying, taking some pictures. So in this picture, you can see some more of her family showed up. Her sister Josephine showed up, her brother Victor, and his wife Marlita, and their daughter CJ was there. And again, there's Kurt. So, and maybe Marvin's there. I think Marvin's there. That's their older son. I believe he's the one taking the picture. I guess someone else taking the picture now because Marvin's back in the picture, taking a picture there near his mom. So, again, we're hanging out. It was a big yard. I mean, this, like I said, there's so many Christmas lights, it's unreal. So we're just hanging out, having a good time, enjoying all the festivities. So, and then from there we had to move. So we ended up moving over to the Paragon Hotel and Suites. I think I was able to get this for like 3 or 4 nights in a row. And then I was going to have to move again. So, here's a picture of that hotel. Okay, so we've moved in that hotel, great hotel. If you're ever in Bago City, the Paragon is just a fantastic hotel. It's probably my favorite hotel. It's a pretty awesome place. So now we're right outside the SM Mall at a place, I call it Gary's because it starts with a G, but they all call it Jerry's. Even though it's Gary, they call it Jerry's. So we decided to meet up one day. Again, that's my mother-in-law with us, and got Josephine there and Victor, and we decided to have lunch one day. Like I said, we tried to stay busy every day because they're So enjoyed again having conversations with people and getting to know them. So now we decided to take another drive around here. So now it's moving day again. So we've moved to another hotel, and this is the Burnham Suites, which are really near Burnham Park, which is a kind of like Central Park of New York. This is Burnham Park is Baguio City. It's kind of the center of the city. It's, there's water and canoes and all that kind of stuff. Just a big area. There's always like stuff going on there. So, like I said, it's kind of the Central Park of Baguio City. We're leaving the hotel to go drive around. You can see it's the Burnham Suites. And, all these hotels, they all have a security guard / actual police officer. Personally, the whole time I was there, I didn't see any crime. I think the officers being there, they deter crime. I don't think there's a lot of crime, and they deter what's there in this area. And had no issues. It was fine. You can see right here, there's a jeepney coming on my left. So those jeepneys are actual Jeeps. They're long Jeeps, for those of you that don't know. And costs about 7-8 pesos to jump on one. You just kind of jump in the back. There's a bench down the left and right side, and it's interesting because you take your pesos and you just pass them up to the driver from person to person, and you pile in there, and when you're ready to get off, I guess you holler and the guy stops, and you jump off the thing. When you're in the Philippines, you don't get your own gas. There's always an attendant or two at several attendants at the gas station. You pull up, they put gasoline in your car or diesel, and most of the vehicles there are diesel, but there are some gasoline cars. They did have petro, but mainly diesel. So now it's Christmas Eve, and we've decided, that everybody's going to meet up back at the Paragon Hotel, but to the left and bottom left of it in the lobby, there is a Fortune Chinese restaurant, and it's nice. There's Caden there in the red shirt. But you have this big circle table, huge circle table, and in that circle table is another circle. We call it a Lazy Susan here. I don't know what they call it. But they just keep bringing food and bringing food and bringing food. And you just turn that glass round part, and you turn it, and till the food you want gets in front of you, and you put some on your plate. So here's a picture of me and Julie sitting here, and there's Victor sipping on some tea with his wife, Merlita. So let's go around the table here. So starting on the left, you have Caden, then you have Julie, and then me, and there's Kurt, and there's Josephine, and then there's Victor and Merlita. And you can barely see CJ's head right there. And then you got Marvin, there's Arlene, and you have Vincent, and then Paul. And then their dad is Aki. Their mother, Vicky, is actually in Canada. She's not here with us. And then there's my mother-in-law. There's Julie's mother, Ludi. There's another picture of us at that restaurant. As you can see, this is a big table, and you just turn that table in the center, and man, do they keep bringing you food. Nobody went away hungry. So now I got a little short video here for you, and I'm fixing to play it because this was my first introduction. It is I'm standing out here, and it's 11:59 on New Year's Eve, and this is called Judas Belt, or the Judas Belt, and it's basically blackjacks, but it's like a mile long. See for yourself. So after that, we go back inside and are Vincent and Paul having a beer. So, you know, celebrating the new year. Still see the Christmas decorations on the tree. And yeah, so Julie and I jump back in the car and we head to the Holiday Inn and Suites in Mariquita. And I believe we stayed there 1 or 2 nights. And yeah, it was difficult on Julie and I both. You know, I had to fly home and she had to stay there. So that was our first true meeting after tons and tons of talking. So here we are in the lobby of that hotel, and yep, time to head home. Not real happy about it. And yeah, more of the story to come. See you guys next time.
If you feel we've earned it, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.